Agreed to have a social media minder approve his tweets before sending them. How'd that go? Elon had a wild summer. That July, Elon had offered to help the
Listen to the cackling of that witch.
approve his tweets.
By the way, Elon did not have anyone approve his tweets. He confirmed that in multiple interviews.
Before sending them. How'd that go? Elon had a wild summer.
The psychopathology of resentment that creates creatures like this must be understood. This is a large purpose of my channel, so that people understand the architecture of this resentment, so that they don't end up like this, and so that they can correct it and confront it.
Nothing that only straight men like is cool. We will be
Bro, look at how destroyed her face is. How pathetic is that?
into one of the best embodiments of the internet adage, nothing that only straight men like is cool.
The destroyed female psyche actually has a problem with masculinity, because masculinity is the apparatus for which a woman has a healthy connection with reality. Without masculinity, they start executing babies, they start bringing their toddlers to drag queen performances at the middle school, or they start podcasts where they call the most impressive man on the face of the planet a loser. This is because their failures and their psychopathology, their degeneracy, is judged ultimately by the same objective reality that deems Elon Musk impressive.
We will be looking into the life and times of the worst thing to come from South Africa since apartheid. A man who, despite growing evidence...
Dude, you're kidding. You're kidding. How I didn't know that they were actually going to like say something like that. That's insane. You said Elon Musk is the worst thing to come out of South Africa. Okay, so here we have to acknowledge that a part of the leftist ethos, as it's made up in large part by the degenerate female psyche, is the need to invert reality, say the opposite of the truth. Saying the opposite of what is the truth is not just lying. Oh, there's that helicopter looking for the illegal immigrant again. When you say the opposite of the truth, you're not just saying something that is false, the inverse of what reality is. Elon Musk is the greatest human to probably live in over 1,000 years. Elon Musk is probably top 5 greatest humans to ever live. What he's doing for humanity is beyond words that you could say in an hour-long video. But these degenerate women are going to say he's the worst thing that happened. Pay close attention to the architecture of the female degeneracy. I'm probably going to skip around this video a lot to try to deliver to you guys the most crystallized examples of feminine degeneracy.
Adage, nothing that only straight men like is cool.
Okay, so within 30 seconds, hatred for men, hatred for straight men, hatred for masculinity, saying Elon Musk is the worst thing to basically happen out of an entire country, when he's objectively one of the best things.
In times of the worst thing to come from South Africa since apartheid. A man who, despite growing evidence that he's, shall we say, not in the headspace to control space exploration.
Oh, and this woman is. What? I mean, who's paying these people to humiliate themselves like this, right? I mean, you look like this, right? You look like this. And you just said Elon Musk is not in the headspace to run a rocket company. When governments can't accomplish what he's accomplished, you think that he's not in the headspace to run a rocket company. Oh, guys, we have to listen to the woman who's past the wall, beyond triggered at straight men, tattered sweatshirt. I mean, let's be honest, she's a 4, IQ double digits. The self-awareness actually doesn't exist. And the reason for that is because the left-wing ideology of Marxism proclaims that the individual identity doesn't exist.
So the internet adage, nothing that only straight men like is cool. We will be looking into the life and times of the worst thing to come from South Africa since apartheid. A man who, despite growing evidence that he's, shall we say, not in the headspace to control space exploration.
I'm guessing that these women don't have some sort of really deep-seated psychopathology against aerospace or electric vehicles. Maybe they do. I have no idea how actually destroyed they are. I'm guessing that they're upset at free speech, as many degenerate female psyches are, because as I said at the beginning of this video, proclivity to abide in left-wing authoritarianism, left-wing tyrannies, has been measured to positively correlate with a feminine temperament and low verbal IQ. So I'm guessing that's the reason why they are just losing their minds over a man saying, yeah, we're actually not going to abide by the left-wing tyranny that says you're a good person as a result of adhering to a group ideology and group membership, and you're not a good person as a result of being a victim. Because when you're a woman like this, I'm just going to go back to her face because I want you to like look at how destroyed this is. When this is your identity, when this is your life, you failed so many times, you tell yourself so many lies daily, that the only way you can pretend to have status and virtue is by calling yourself a victim, calling yourself oppressed by reality, calling yourself oppressed by people like Elon Musk. She's never met Elon Musk. She has no good relationships with any competent men in her life because she associates masculinity with oppression. This is how low IQ they are. They showed an image
that he's manufacturing communication.
Look, I'm sure this video is going to get worse in terms of like the discussing blasphemies against utter competence that they're going to offer, but they're showing footages
or the biocontrol space
of like a rocket blowing up when he blows up rockets on purpose to test to the limit. Guys, if you didn't know this, the way SpaceX tests their rockets is, and again, I have family members who worked at SpaceX, so I know this. They test to failure every single time to see actually where the hardware meets its limit. So whenever these Elon haters, and it's so cringe to even think that they're Elon haters, because really you're just confessing that you hate progress, you hate humanity, you hate yourself, you're nihilistic, you're a leftist, okay. When they reference videos of rockets blowing up, I'm just like, okay, so you just don't understand what they're doing. So where's your rocket company at? Oh, Elon Musk has a rocket company that's worth $200 billion and you don't have one? Oh, he's took astronauts to the space station and you haven't? Oh, that's right. You're in a tattered green sweatshirt.
Space exploration, electric vehicle manufacturing, communications, or the biotech industry is still being trusted with billions in government contracts and essentially being allowed to man the levers of the financial markets.
Right. They're upset that Elon Musk, as a competent man, is being viewed as competent and given the reins and authority to continue to exert his competence and transform humanity. But I want to say this is actually very performative of her. They know that as degenerate women who are openly saying the opposite of reality and are embodying just pure resentment for competence and reality, they're not really changing minds. They are here to perform it's sort of like a performative dance, a fake circus for the people who want to have the fodder, the propaganda to continue to hate reality. It's like the people that still watch CNN unironically, or the people that watch like leftist streamers unironically at this point. They're there to hear people lie to them. They're there to listen to people say the identity of, if you're a part of a leftist intersectionalist group, you have virtue and status even though you've done nothing, even though you're a loser in every category. Come on, let's huddle around this campfire and all complain and try to slander competent men to make ourselves feel better because they embody the way objective reality is judging us constantly. And you see it in her eyes. This is a woman who's been scorned. This is a woman who's had a lot to lose. And guys, all of this I'm able to analyze within literally a minute of this video going on. I can't even imagine like the continued train wreck that this would be if I watched the entire thing.
All while rage tweeting fringe conspiracy theories and cozying up to extremists.
This is the reason why the degenerate female psyche positively correlates with abiding in left-wing authoritarianism. Because, oh my gosh, it goes against the left-wing hive mind ideology, which tells me I can't think and I can't use rationality. By the way, Marxism literally says objective frameworks are oppression, because it's aligned itself with postmodernism, which says there's no better and worse ways of interpreting the world. So anytime you say something that they disagree with, they just call it conspiracy theory, they just call it fringe, and that's the same as saying you're a bad person. Because in postmodern neo-Marxism, they don't believe in rationality or logic. So as soon as you use those things, you're automatically an oppressor. So what they're saying here really is that, look, Elon Musk says things we disagree with, he must be a bad person, therefore we don't have to listen to what he has to say. We are good people because we're more impressive than him, we wear tattered green sweatshirts, we're old past the wall, we're fours. The fact that he's literally the most impressive man in the world is literally just enraging to us, and this is the reason why they do this. I can't even imagine. Did they turn off the comments? They have to turn off the comments, right? Oh, they're removing comments. Damn, that's crazy. Okay. Yeah, this is so weird. I just stumbled across this video completely by accident.
Of course, this is Elon. I never bought into the hype around Elon Musk. He always struck me as a weirdo who was
She wrote that beforehand. She's reading off a tablet. This woman who's 5'5", gray hair, she's literally 65, is calling Elon Musk weirdo. Oh shit, guys, Elon Musk is a loser. This woman just called him a loser. Oh my gosh. Oh, what's your rocket company look like? Oh, that's right. Your kids don't even talk to you. Oh no! Guys, Elon Musk is finished. Look, I understand that since Elon is like the most popular, impressive man in the world, he's going to have fringe haters. I'm not doing this to bash his fringe haters. I'm doing this so that we can understand the architecture of the psyche that likes to say the opposite of the truth, because that psyche, that psychological makeup, is what defines so much of our modern culture. People getting enraged at objective facts. She's reading off a script. She wrote the words, Elon Musk is a weirdo. Oh, I have to play that again. We have to watch that again.
Elon. I never bought into the hype around Elon Musk.
I never bought. Oh gosh. Back in 2014, 2015, he was the most popular with liberals. He was so popular with women like this because, oh, he's saving the environment, electric cars. But then as soon as he said, you know what, free speech is good, they're like, oh my gosh, logic and rationality, that's untenable.
Started taking credit for things. Eberhard and Tarpening came up with the ideas, designed the actual cars, got all the companies'
No, they didn't. They literally didn't design it. They were kicked out of Tesla because they created no value. They created nothing.
ducks in a row to revolutionize the electric car market. And then
What do you mean to revolutionize the car market? What do you exactly mean by that? You mean building the infrastructure? Elon did that. You mean building the assembly lines? Elon did that. You mean creating all of the design and assembly? Elon did that. They literally had to remake the entire aspect of the car. But what's interesting is none of that's even controversial. This is like the held position by 99% of people, including liberals. They know this because Elon's lore is so famous. But these women are saying the opposite of reality to try to take away credibility from him because his masculine competence is so enraging.
as thanks, in 2007, Musk ran both of them out of the company and started calling himself the founder of Tesla.
Kind of like an invasive species bird who pushes the eggs out of other birds' nests to lay their own.
Wow, this is like 1940s type stuff from Germany.
Indeed, and then says you invented eggs.
Eggs, they're mine. I did it.
In 2008, Musk was fourth.
Yeah. It's psychopathology. They're psychopaths. They're narcissists. They're pure evil. They're degenerately feminine. All of this is going to be formulated into a future understanding of the destroyed psyches that a large portion of the population has in this century. Just like we have a formulated conceptualization of the mental errors committed by people from last century. But I think this is probably the most damaging and humiliating set of errors because they've been corrected the entire way and it's all been documented. Because while you have destroyed women saying the opposite of the truth, you have ultra competent men embodying reality in every way conceivable, whether that be finances, creating value, being impressive, being physically in shape, building the world, fighting, being attractive to supermodels who are basically a different species than these, old, ugly women. So it's a lot more surreal, in a sense, this disconnection from reality than the disconnection from reality we witnessed in Germany in the 1940s. Because there wasn't really a massive correction apparatus going on for the Germans. But here we have people embodying reality in front of these people constantly, and they still deny reality. They're still at war with truth. That's going to be very interesting to see in the future.
First to step down as chairman of the board of Tesla after falsely promising via tweet Natch that he had funding secured to take Tesla private at $420 per share.
We know that women that look like that don't understand what jokes are, so whatever.
He agreed to have a social media minder approve his tweets before sending them.
How'd that go?
Elon had a wild summer. That July, Elon had offered to help the
Listen to the cackling of that witch.
approve his tweets.
By the way, Elon did not have anyone approve his tweets. He confirmed that in multiple interviews.
Before sending them.
How'd that go?
Elon had a wild summer.
The psychopathology of resentment that creates creatures like this must be understood. This is a large purpose of my channel, so that people understand the architecture of this resentment so that they don't end up like this and so that they can correct it and confront it, like I'm doing, but also in person.
That July, and near Norhead, his kids, Vernon Unsworth, insulted Musk's silly little idea, saying in a TV interview that Musk could stick his imaginary submarine up.
You know that they feel judged constantly. They just referred to a design by Elon Musk as a silly little idea, when they themselves are 50 IQ points below him, have created no value in their entire lives, and are obviously constantly reminded by the existence of masculine billionaires who've created value. They conversely have created nothing. They feel judged by this, and so they're expressing their insecurity. It's really interesting they put this on the internet, like for everyone to see.
Stick his imaginary submarine up his ass. Musk responded by tweeting that Unsworth, who again had just saved a kid's soccer team from cave death, that pedo guy was me neither. Musk ended up prevailing in that suit, but not before wasting a bunch of his time and ours. But back to Tesla. The company has been in the news for its...
See, they formulated it in terms of like an Elon loss there, but he didn't lose, he won. So again, just a denial of reality.
Biggest layoffs ever. 14,000 people, or 10% of its workforce.
Laying off people is a tactic. You hire people when you need them to solve a problem. You fire them when you don't need them. This is how successful companies always operated. Apple's done this. Everyone's done this. But women who've created no value don't understand that. So they think that laying people off is somehow bad. Laying people off is the correct economic decision and a very good decision if you don't need them, because then you're just wasting money.
That's a stupid amount of money. Isn't General Motors only worth like 50 billion?
Yeah, if Tesla is an auto manufacturer, its value has a long way to fall.
Right. Complaining about the objective value as determined by the free market, which again is just a reminder of the oppressive masculine systems of competence and objectivity with all those numbers and math being done to calculate stock prices. I mean, really what should define the value of a company is the degenerate, resentful feelings of a psychopathic, mentally destroyed female.
It's no secret Tesla is shitty to its workers, fighting unionization.
Elon Musk and his companies are ranked among the #1 and #2 most desired places to work on the planet. People are lining up around the world to work at Tesla and SpaceX. And having visited SpaceX, I can see why. But there they just lied, and that's libel. So they could be sued for that. I think that because this video is so insane and so absurd, they likely, something like that may come of this. I'm not sure. I've never seen something quite so, like, distilled in its pure hatred for truth like this.
Efforts here and over being CEO. Like, how do you find the time, my dude? There have been tens of
He's not like you. That's the answer.
things as minor as poor quality builds.
Teslas are ranked as the #1 highest quality vehicle on the market by numerous sources not owned by Tesla. The reality denial never stops, guys. Teslas are also selling out and have been selling out literally constantly. The company is valued at more than the entire rest of the automotive industry combined. You're witnessing female psychopathology.
To serious issues like sudden uncontrollable acceleration. Don't want that in a car. Faulty braking. That's not good either.
This is like the people that don't understand per capita. Honda, Toyota, Chrysler. Other car companies experience same and worse problems in much greater volumes. But the female psyche doesn't understand the statistical distributions. They don't really think in terms of coherence or logic. So people like that don't really understand what I'm saying there. I know you probably understand if you're watching this.
Range issues that the company itself has suppressed. An operating system that can be hacked and controlled by outside entities.
Wrong. Literally false. It's not hackable. It's never been hacked. Quite literally incorrect.
Carnival ride. To one tragic story of a Tesla reversing into a retaining pond with its driver trapped inside and first responders unable to break in as the woman drowned. That woman, by the way, was Mitch McConnell's sister-in-law, and that just happened this year.
Jesus Christ.
Just, you don't want a car to do that.
No, it sounds like they're put together like carnival rides.
Now I've been saying that Elon isn't the one who's actually making the cars.
This woman in the yellow is a demon. Like, look at her.
Jesus
She's
Christ.
gleeful at the fact that a woman died in a Tesla. Is really, really messed up.
Just, you don't want a car to do that.
No, it sounds like they're put together like carnival rides.
Again, the highest build quality in existence. Literally drown in Hondas and Toyotas every single year. They're not talking about those, though. Teslas are the safest car on the market.
Now I've been saying that Elon isn't the one who's actually making the cars because he's not a real engineer, and that's true, but
Elon is the most competent, to be clear, the most competent engineer on the face of the planet. In fact, he's more competent than any other engineer that works at his companies. And again, my connections to those companies can totally confirm this. Whenever his top engineers talk to him about a problem, he always finds a solution faster than they do. He just quite literally has an IQ that's like 160. And a brain that's been trained to think in terms of physics first principles, which is extremely valuable to an engineering mindset. What's fascinating is he's not just a singularly world-class engineer at just aerospace or just car manufacturing, but also computer programming. He's able to lead the computer programmers, the coders at X when he fired them. He was able to know who's valuable and who's not valuable. He fired 80% of the staff, and then the productivity went up. I mean, he's just the most competent man in the world. Capitalism definitely says so. 99% of people say so, but it's not about proving them wrong, because what they're saying is self-evidently absurd. It's about understanding why they're saying the opposite of the truth here. Again, they're angry because they're judged in comparison, and that they're reminded objective reality exists. Two untenable things to them.
Public image.
In this woman's mind, she wants to believe she's as competent as Elon Musk. She wants to believe that. She wants to demonize and bastardize every single thing he's created, saying that she could have done the same thing. Oh, we're going to make excuses for why he created what he did. That's literally insanity. That is reality now. That is a broken mind.
The price of the company's stock so much.
exactly. The stock market is mostly fueled by wishes and hopes and dreams. And if people don't believe in Elon, they don't believe in Tesla. If Elon is a scam, then Tesla is a scam. And Elon is real scammy.
Scammy.
Public disasters continue to make Teslas look more and more like clown cars. Back in December 20,
Most desired car on the market, safest car on the market, highest performance car for price on the market, most revolutionary car since the Model T, a symbol of status, technological innovation. But the women have to say the opposite of the truth. This is really
Making
weird. This is really weird.
consumers pay for and beta test a product that isn't actually ready for market. The Cybertruck is what you might call a gender-affirming car for men who want to prove to the world that they have $100,000 to throw away.
The car doesn't cost $100,000. It costs $61,000. But here we're going to see the archetypal demonization of masculinity again. Unsurprisingly, they are both destroyed women. So, and masculinity being the apparatus that would save them from this fate of permanent anxiety and reality hatred. It's unsurprising that they formulate the antagonistic relationship they have with reality, with masculinity.
on the world's shittiest vehicle. Tesla
It's literally, they just call the most desired, most impressive, highest performance, objectively #1 vehicle in the world the shittiest vehicle. You see the inversion of reality there? That's like saying the earth is flat, right? That's just, I mean, look, I could pull up right now just a random car. Like, this car is also a car, and it is objectively worse than the Cybertruck. Look, here's a Honda Civic. This is another objectively worse car. Disproving them is actually that easy, but they don't care because their minds have been ravaged.
Recently announced that they are halting production of the electric Ford Pinto of our times. Good night, sweet prince.
And even at its new...
It's so weird. We have women sitting in a room demonizing the efforts of the most successful man on the planet feverishly. They're desperate. We have destroyed old, single, resentful women sitting in a room desperately demonizing objective masculine competence. They're spending their time doing this because they are at such war with reality. This is the reason why I'm doing this. So that we can recognize the existential threat to civilization that is being birthed out of the cesspool of pure resentment, anger, and hatred for reality, objective reality.
All of this has meant that Tesla's market share has diminished and its share price has tanked as its sales and production.
Tesla share price went up 7% a week and a half ago, adding $80 billion to their market cap in a single day. Oh, but Tesla's tanking.